You've heard of the 80-20 rule, right? In my experience, when it comes to renovating a house, the first 80% flies by. It's like big progress, big brushstrokes, but that last 20%, that's the part that drags, not because it's difficult, but because it's endless. All of those finishing touches and projects that pile up and make you think, why did I think this was a good idea? Right now my kitchen project is stalled and I'm trying to figure out what to do with the countertops, so I'm using some of the time to chip away at the rest of my to-do list, and that's where I get overwhelmed. Have you ever seen those houses where it looks like somebody just abandoned it halfway through and was forced to sell it? Well, that's me right now. I'm ready to just throw this place up on the market, not because I've run out of money or anything, but because I've run out of steam. I want to get back to this idea of burnout and how you can just push through it. But right now we're 7 or 8 months into this massive renovation project. We've rewired, replumbed, re-drywalled, re-sided, re-windowed, pretty much addressing every major thing in the house. And I actually like these big projects, like tearing things apart, making a mess, and cleaning up. That's the fun part. But right now I'm stressing about the fact that I think I painted the ceiling the wrong sheen of paint, and I want to redo it, but my to-do list is so long. So can I really justify the delay in redoing work that's already been done? I don't know, let's stop thinking about it and do something else instead. That's right, let's make a video about doors, because it's best to tackle manageable projects when you feel like giving up. Right? This house has 14 doors, closet doors, bedroom doors, a front door, a back door, attic doors. I'm trying to be more sustainable and a little bit more thrifty by reusing a lot of these interior 1940s doors. You can see I have the bulk of them in this bedroom here, and I'm working on refinishing them. It's really difficult because they were covered in drywall and stickers. So I've already done the work of removing the majority of that, but these need to be sanded. They need to be drilled for modern door hardware because these are like the original handles there. And I think like newer, smoother operating handles are gonna go a long ways into making this feel like a nice house. I'm loving this tool. I think it's super helpful. I even used it to help my neighbor. They wanted to put like some smart locks on their front door, but the hole was undersized because, you know, it's an old hole, old hardware. So, you know, you just clamp this on and it guides you into drilling a perfect hole. It's really great. But I've gotten through 5 of these doors. They are all drilled and sanded, and there's 2 more to do right here. They're grimy, chipping in a couple spots. Paint is built up, so I can sand down like these corners and get rid of the built up paint, and you know, just like rough up these surfaces and make it ready to accept new paint. First step is to run the orbital sander over this, and cannot forget my dust mask because there is potentially lead-based paint on these doors, and I'm really only going through one surface, so I'm probably not hitting it, but I want to be safe. And I take a little piece of sandpaper and get in to the spaces where the circular orbital sander can't reach. If I'm feeling particularly fastidious, I'll go in with the chisel and get some of these corners or the wallpaper steamer could not reach. But I'm already like 4 or 5 hours into this project. This is the last door. So I'm just gonna wrap this up as fast as I can.
I want to say video.
It's a video right now. You can talk to the camera if you want.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
I love you, Dad.
Oh, I love you too.
Don't get the teacher loud.
It's a new day. I'm getting ready to paint all of these doors. Look at this, very exciting. But before we get started, Kendall agreed to come over and help me this morning take a load to the dump. So let's go take some garbage away. It's looking nice. I got one coat on everything, and I think it's gonna need a second coat, but I want to fill in some of these like screw holes, nail holes, a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm just using like a little spackle in here, and it's probably not the best stuff to use, but I have it on hand and it dries really fast. Actually, I'm kind of impressed with how these turned out. They were in pretty bad shape. And coat of paint, they look so much nicer. The stress is getting to me, but the Alka-Seltzer does help. I've been struggling to get just like everyday things done, although I did get a haircut today. That was a big win. You know, burnout doesn't always look like total collapse. I was trying to figure out what progress to make on the house this week, and I just completely froze. Everything felt really super urgent, but also completely endless. For me, it's not one thing that's making me feel like I'm drowning. It's everything piling up on top of each other. A busy job, trying to be present at home, trying and failing to maintain friendships, and this never-ending house renovation. Honestly, writing this video has helped. It's like a form of journaling, and I found that writing things down and making lists is really helping. If I can break my overwhelm down into these like concrete action items, either written down or in like a to-do app, then I feel like I can hone in on what I need to do. Although I did just remember that I think I forgot to cover all of my paint supplies, and I probably ruined all of those things. There's $16 down the drain. doors. I'm very happy with these. If you've ever installed like cheap hardware, this is not that, and it's gone much easier than when there's like these terrible screws and mounting brackets, and this is all high quality. One nice little tip, I think, if you're renovating old houses, is just try to match what is already there. So like I found these old style hinges. They're the same dimensions. They've got a pin that you can knock out really easily. Yeah, and everything went together really easily. This one needs a little finessing for it to latch properly. And then this one, I need to drill this out and probably put some new dowels in because there's a big crack along the jamb here that I can't get a screw in very tight. If you're wondering, this is all unlacquered brass. So the colors don't match perfectly right now, but it will patina and darken with age. And then I think it'll look really nice.
You want to go see the doors Dad was working on? Your dad's been working on doors. Let's go give him our kudos. Hey, look, babe.
Wow,
These
so
are nicer
nice.
than our doors at home.
Oh yeah.
New closet door. Do you like it? Do you like it?
Wow.
There's no beds. We're a long way from beds, huh? He did a door. He did this door. It's a big improvement. This feels like a real house. Wow, this is a sleek lock.
Isn't that
I
cool?
didn't even notice it.
I want to go upstairs.
Let me see.
Thanks for hanging out with me during my existential crisis. At least the doors look good. We're still trying to nail down a countertop supplier, and then once they come in and measure, it takes 2 weeks for fabrication, so we'll go back to the IKEA kitchen. I think next week I'm going to tackle some curb appeal because it's still spring and there's still time to plant some good plants and do some landscaping before the heat of summer. So see you next week. Bye.